Welcome, traveller. The campfire is lit, the city of London has finally settled into uneasy sleep, and the night belongs to us once more. Tonight's tale begins not with knights on horseback, not with nobles in carriages, not with those romanticised pilgrimages you see in medieval movies where everyone's singing and having a grand old time, but with medieval pilgrimage, the real version. Where your feet blister after day one, your travel companions might rob you, and that miracle you're hoping for at the end? The odds are not in your favour. You're a merchant, 35 years old, moderately successful. You sell wool cloth in London, and you've done well enough to own a small house, employ 2 apprentices, and occasionally eat meat that isn't salted beyond recognition. You're not rich. You're not poor. You're that medieval middle class that exists in a very narrow band between comfortable and one bad harvest away from disaster. And you've decided to go on pilgrimage to Canterbury, 60 miles on foot, 4 to 5 days of walking, to visit the shrine of Thomas Becket, murdered in his own cathedral back in 1170, and maybe, just maybe, ask for a miracle. Good news? Pilgrimage is extremely popular. Thousands do this every year. The route is well established. There are inns, there are other pilgrims. You won't be alone. Bad news? 60 miles is 60 miles. Your shoes are leather that will give you blisters within the first 10 miles. The inns are overcrowded disease incubators, where you'll share a bed with strangers who haven't bathed in months. The food is bread so hard it could be used as a weapon, and ale that tastes like someone's basement flooded. Bandits know the pilgrimage routes, so do con artists, so do pickpockets. Your odds of reaching Canterbury, with all your belongings, and both kidneys, declining by the hour. Before we dive in, light that like button, subscribe if you enjoy this journey through dark history, drop a comment telling me where you're watching from and what medieval topic you want examined next. Seriously, the comments section is where the best discussions happen. Now then, dim the lights, get comfortable, lace up those medieval walking shoes. Let's begin our pilgrimage. Welcome to 1340, March. Not too hot, not too cold, theoretically perfect walking weather. You're standing in your London home making the worst travel decisions of your life. Pilgrimage isn't vacation, it's penance, it's devotion, it's hope. Maybe you're sick and conventional medicine has failed spectacularly, which, given that conventional medicine is bleed you until the disease or the bloodletting kills you, isn't surprising. Maybe you've sinned and you're trying to balance the cosmic books before you die. Maybe your wife is pregnant and you're terrified she won't survive childbirth. Reasonable fear, given that maternal mortality is 1 in 3 over a lifetime. Maybe you just need a miracle and you're willing to walk 60 miles to ask for one. So you're preparing. This isn't pack a suitcase and go. This is organise your entire life, because you'll be gone for 2 weeks minimum and you might not come back. First, business arrangements. You're leaving your shop in the hands of your senior apprentice, 17 years old, eager, hard-working, absolutely going to make questionable decisions the moment you're out of sight. You've given him explicit instructions. Keep the books updated. Don't extend credit to anyone. If someone offers a deal that sounds too good to be true, it is. He's nodding. He's not listening. You're going to return to some kind of financial disaster, calling it now. Second, family arrangements. Your wife is managing the household. She's more competent than you, honestly. She'll be fine. Your 3 young ones, ages 8, 6, and 3, will absolutely get into trouble. The 8-year-old has already asked if he can come along. No. You're not bringing an 8-year-old on a 60-mile walk through medieval England. That's basically asking the universe to demonstrate youth mortality statistics. Third, financial preparation. Pilgrimage costs money. You need funds for food, lodging, shrine offerings, and bribes. Definitely bribes. You're bringing 20 shillings. That's a lot. That someone will try to steal this amounts of money. You're hiding it in a pouch under your clothes, because medieval travel security is hope nobody stabs you and takes everything. Fourth, packing. What do you bring on a 60-mile walk in 1340? Your staff. Every pilgrim carries a staff. It's for walking. It's for self-defense. It's for looking official. Pilgrims have a whole aesthetic. Staff, Scrip, that's a small bag for food and coins, and a wide-brimmed hat. You look like you're cosplaying as a medieval traveller. Very on brand. Your cloak, one heavy wool cloak. It's your blanket, your raincoat, your tent, your everything. This cloak is pulling quintuple duty. It's already dirty. It's about to get much dirtier. Extra shoes. Leather shoes. They're going to fall apart. You're bringing a backup pair and hoping that's enough. Spoiler, it won't be. Food, bread, hard cheese, some dried fruit if you fancy. You are moderately fancy. You've got raisins, living large, your pilgrim badge. You'll buy this in Canterbury to prove you made it. It's your medieval selfie. I survived pilgrimage, and all I got was this tin badge. You'll wear it on your hat forever. Everyone will know you went to Canterbury. This is the 1400s version of posting vacation photos, except the vacation is suffering. What you're not bringing: change of clothes, extra blankets, a tent, comfort items, entertainment, any of the things that would make this bearable. You get one outfit. You'll wear it for 2 weeks. It will achieve sentience. 5th, spiritual preparation. You've been to confession. You've received communion. You've prayed. You're as spiritually prepared as you're going to get. Your soul is theoretically clean. Your body is about to be catastrophically dirty. The night before departure, you barely sleep. You're nervous, excited, terrified, wondering if this is a terrible idea. It is. But you're committed now. Morning arrives, April 3rd, 1340. The day is cold. Overcast, looks like rain. Perfect. You kiss your wife, hug your young ones. Your 8-year-old is crying. Your wife looks worried. She has good reason. Pilgrimage mortality isn't high, but it's not zero. People die on the road. Illness, accidents, bandits, exposure. You might not come back. I'll be fine, you tell her. You're lying. You have no idea if you'll be fine. You meet your travel companions at Southwark, just south of London Bridge. Pilgrimage is safer in groups. Solo pilgrimage is basically asking to be robbed and left in a ditch. So you're joining a group of about 20 pilgrims, all heading to Canterbury, all hoping for miracles. Your companions are a mixed bag. There's a wealthy merchant richer than you, better clothes, definitely judging your shoes. There's a nun, very pious, praying constantly. There's a knight who's seen better days. His armour is old. He's old. He's probably going on pilgrimage because death is approaching and he wants to hedge his bets. There's a pardoner selling indulgences, forgiveness for sins, yours for the low price of too much money, definitely a scam artist. There's a cook, a miller, a carpenter, several peasants who saved for years to afford this trip. 20 people, different classes, different motives, all walking 60 miles together. This is going to be a disaster. The pardoner is already selling. Forgiveness for your sins, blessed relics, guaranteed entry to heaven. His relics are pig bones. Everyone knows they're pig bones. People are buying anyway. The medieval grift economy is thriving. You start walking, 9 in the morning, London to Canterbury, 60 miles, 4 to 5 days. Your feet are going to hate you. Day 1 begins now. The first hour is fine. You're fresh, enthusiastic. The weather is cool. You're making good time. You're covering maybe 2 miles per hour. The road is the old Roman road, Watling Street. It's the best road in England, which means it's slightly less terrible than other roads. It's packed dirt with occasional stones. When it rains, it becomes a mud river. Today it's just dirt. You're grateful. Your group is chatting. The wealthy merchant is complaining about taxes. The knight is telling war stories from France. The nun is praying. The pardoner is still trying to sell fake relics. This is a tooth from St. Peter himself. It's a cow tooth. The cook is discussing recipes in disturbing detail. You're learning way too much about how to prepare eels. Mile 5. Your feet hurt. Your shoes are rubbing. You feel a blister forming on your left heel. You have 55 miles to go. This is fine. Everything's fine. You're definitely not regretting this decision. The landscape is rural England. Fields, villages, churches, sheep, so many sheep. England runs on wool, and you're seeing the source material. The sheep look at you with those dead sheep eyes. They know something you don't. They know you're suffering and they're judging you for it. Mile 10. First rest stop. Everyone collapses. The wealthy merchant is somehow fine. He's probably done this before. The knight is winded. The nun is still praying. The peasants look exhausted but determined. You're all sharing water from a communal bucket at a roadside well. The water tastes like dirt. You're grateful anyway. Your left heel is definitely blistering. You check. It's red. Angry. This blister is going to be your companion for the next 4 days. You and this blister are in a relationship now. It's toxic. You eat some bread. The bread is hard enough to break teeth. You dunk it in ale to soften it. The ale is warm, flat, vaguely alcoholic. It's safer than water. Medieval water will give you dysentery faster than you can say, germ theory who, but it doesn't taste good. Germ theory? Never heard of her. The partner is circulating. He's selling a guaranteed miracle prayer scroll. It's parchment with Latin words he probably doesn't understand. People are buying. You resist. Barely. 30 minutes of rest. Then you're walking again. Mile 15. The blisters are evolving. Your left heel is screaming. Your right foot is developing a matching blister. Symmetry. Very balanced. Your feet are in perfect agreement that this is a terrible idea. The group is spreading out. The wealthy merchant is pulling ahead. He has better shoes. The knight is falling behind. Age is undefeated. The nun maintains a steady pace while praying the rosary. The peasants are keeping up better than expected. They're used to physical labour. You're in the middle, suffering at a moderate pace. Someone starts singing a hymn. Others join in. You don't know all the words, but you hum along. The singing helps, gives rhythm to the walking, makes the suffering communal. You're all in this together. Shared misery is slightly less miserable. Mile 20. First in of the journey. It's mid-afternoon. You've been walking for 7 hours with breaks. You're exhausted. Your feet are blistered. Your legs are sore. Your back aches from your pack. And you've covered 1/3 of the journey. 1/3. The inn is called the Tabard. It's famous among pilgrims. It's also crowded, loud, and smells like a medieval locker room mixed with a barnyard. Welcome to premium medieval hospitality. The vibes are absolutely rancid. You're sharing a room with 10 other male pilgrims. The women get a separate room. The beds are straw mattresses on wooden frames. You're sharing your bed with 3 other men. Very cozy. Very intimate. Very uncomfortable. The merchant you're sharing with snores. You can tell already, this is going to be a long night. Congratulations, you've completed day 1 of your pilgrimage. 1 day down, 3 to 4 more to go. Your feet are destroyed, your body aches. You're sleeping in a bed with strangers. The food is terrible. The ale is worse. But you're on pilgrimage. You're doing this for a miracle. You're hoping St. Thomas Becket is watching and appreciates the effort. He better. This is brutal. Tonight at the Tabard Inn, you'll eat, drink, and collapse. Tomorrow you'll wake up sore and do it all again. The pilgrimage has just begun. The Tabard Inn is chaos. 20 pilgrims plus regular travellers plus locals who've come for the entertainment. The main room is packed. Long wooden tables, benches. A fire pit in the centre that's smoking badly. The smoke has nowhere to go except up through a hole in the roof when the wind cooperates. Tonight the wind is not cooperating. The smoke is just hanging in the room like a visible curse. Your eyes are watering. Everyone's coughing. This is fine. The innkeeper is a large man named Harry Bailey. He's loud, charismatic, already working the room like a medieval carnival barker. Pilgrims, welcome to the Tabard, finest inn on the Canterbury road. Finest is doing a lot of work in that sentence. This place smells like sweat, smoke, and something died in the kitchen last week. You find a spot at one of the long tables. Your travelling companions are spreading out. The wealthy merchant has somehow secured a better seat near the fire. The knight is slumped on a bench looking exhausted. The nun is eating bread and praying simultaneously, multitasking. The partner is still selling, always selling. He's found fresh victims among the other inn guests. Dinner arrives. You use the term loosely. The meal is pottage. That's vegetable stew. Mostly turnips. Some onions. Maybe cabbage. Definitely no meat, it's Lent. The Catholic Church says no meat during Lent, and the innkeeper is following the rules. Sort of. The pottage is thin, watery. The vegetables are overcooked into submission. The seasoning is salt and hope. Mostly salt. This is not delicious. This is fuel. You get bread. Hard bread. the kind that requires jaw muscles you didn't know you had. You're dunking it in the pottage to soften it. Everyone's doing the same. It's like a synchronized medieval dining experience. Very communal, very wet bread. The ale flows freely. It's warm, it's flat. It tastes vaguely of bread and disappointment. But you drink it because water is risky and wine is expensive. Ale it is. You're on your third cup. The room is getting louder, warmer, smokier. Your eyes are burning. You're slightly drunk. This is the medieval good time. Harry Bailey is telling stories, loud stories. He's talking about previous pilgrims, the ones who made it, the ones who didn't. Last year, a merchant from York got robbed near Rochester, lost everything, had to turn back. Great story, Harry. Very comforting, really inspiring confidence in this whole pilgrimage situation. The wealthy merchant stands up. He's decided to tell a story. It's about a business deal gone wrong in Flanders. It involves wool, betrayal, and a lawsuit. It's incredibly boring. People are pretending to listen while drinking more ale. The story continues. And continues. Someone please make it stop. The knight tells a war story. He fought in France. Battle of Crécy, 1346, 6 years ago. He's describing arrows, thousands of arrows, blotting out the sun. English longbows destroying French cavalry. It's actually interesting. People are listening, even the drunk ones. The knight has presence. He's seen things, done things, killed people. It shows. The partner tries to tell a religious story, but he's too drunk. He keeps losing the thread. And then St. Peter, no wait, St. Paul, or was it St. John? Anyway, someone holy did something miraculous, and you should definitely buy this relic I have here. He's a mess, an entertaining mess. The cook tells a story about preparing a feast for a noble wedding. He's describing the food in excruciating detail. The swan was stuffed with a goose, which was stuffed with a chicken, which was stuffed with a quail. It's food inception. Everyone's hungry again. Thanks, cook. Very helpful. You don't tell a story. You're tired. Your feet hurt. You're nursing your ale and trying not to think about tomorrow. Another 20 miles. More blisters. More suffering. All for a potential miracle that may or may not happen. The evening wears on. The fire burns down. The smoke lessens. People start heading to bed. You finish your ale and stand up. Your legs are stiff. Your feet throb. Walking to the sleeping quarters is painful. You're limping. Everyone's limping. You look like a group of injured soldiers retreating from battle. Very dignified. The men's sleeping room is upstairs. It's one large room. 6 beds. Each bed shared by 3 to 4 men. The beds are wooden frames with straw mattresses. The straw is old. Compressed. It crunches when you sit on it. This is your bed for the night. You're sharing it with the wealthy merchant, a peasant farmer, and a miller who's already asleep and snoring like a congested bear. The room smells like unwashed bodies. 20 men who've been walking all day. No baths. Medieval hygiene is, maybe rinse your face if there's water available. There's no water available. Everyone's just going to bed dirty. The smell is aggressive. It has weight. It's establishing dominance. You remove your shoes. Your blisters are angry red wounds. The left heel is the worst. The skin is rubbed raw. It's going to be worse tomorrow. You know it. Your feet know it. This is the beginning of a very painful relationship. You lie down on the straw mattress. It's uncomfortable. The straw pokes through the fabric. You're wearing all your clothes. You don't have pajamas. Medieval people sleep in their day clothes or nothing, and you pull your cloak over yourself as a blanket. The wealthy merchant is on your right, already asleep. The peasant farmer is on your left, staring at the ceiling. The miller is at your feet, snoring with impressive volume. The room is cold. The fire downstairs doesn't reach up here. You can see your breath. You pull your cloak tighter. This is medieval hotel life. 1 star. Would not recommend. Sleep comes eventually. Fitful sleep. The miller's snoring is relentless. Someone's talking in their sleep. Someone else is coughing. You wake up multiple times. Your feet throb. Your back aches from the straw mattress. You dream about walking. Even in sleep, you can't escape the pilgrimage. Dawn arrives too early. Someone's moving around. Getting up. Making noise. The room stirs. Men groaning. Stretching. Complaining. Welcome to day 2. You feel terrible. Your body is stiff. Your feet are swollen. Your blisters are worse. You're supposed to walk 20 more miles today. This is a terrible idea. You put your shoes back on. The left shoe touches the blister. Pain. Sharp pain. You grit your teeth. This is happening. You have no choice. The pilgrimage continues. Breakfast is bread and ale. That's it. No pottage, no variety, just hard bread and warm ale. You eat mechanically, fuel for the suffering ahead. The other pilgrims look like you feel exhausted, sore, questioning life choices. The nun looks fine. She's praying and eating bread like this is a normal, pleasant morning. How? C.S. Ace. This outside Paris, that can be like this. Harry Bailey appears. Good morning, pilgrims. Ready for another day on the road? No, Harry. Nobody's ready. We're all suffering. Read the room. The group assembles outside. It's cold, overcast, looks like rain. Again. You're starting to suspect medieval England is just permanently damp. The weather has one setting, grey and threatening. You start walking. 7 in the morning. 20 more miles to Rochester. Your feet hurt immediately. The blisters protest every step. This is going to be a long day. Mile 21. The road is muddier today. Last night's rain has turned sections into soup. Your shoes are getting wet. Wet leather. Wet feet. This is bad. Wet feet mean more blisters. The blister situation is about to escalate. The group is quieter today. Less singing. Less talking. Everyone's tired. Sore. The enthusiasm from yesterday is gone. Now it's just grim determination. You're walking because you started, and turning back would waste the suffering you've already invested. Sunk cost fallacy, medieval edition. The wealthy merchant is still doing fine. His shoes are better quality. He's probably waterproofed them with oil or fat. Smart. You didn't do that. Your shoes are absorbing water like sponges. Every step squelches. You sound like you're walking through a swamp. You're not. You're on the main road to Canterbury. The road is just terrible. Mile 25. Rest stop at a roadside shrine. It's a small stone structure with a statue of the Virgin Mary. Pilgrims have left offerings, flowers, small coins, prayers written on scraps of parchment. You stop, rest, pray briefly. Your prayer is mostly, please let my feet survive this. Very spiritual. You share your bread with a peasant woman who forgot to pack enough food. She's grateful. She blesses you. You feel slightly better about the suffering. Sharing makes it meaningful, or at least that's what you're telling yourself. The pardoner is selling blessed water from a flask. It's water from the inn well. He's charging a penny per sip. People are buying. The medieval scam economy is recession-proof. Mile 30. You're halfway to Canterbury, 30 miles down, 30 miles to go. This thought provides zero comfort. 30 more miles, 60,000 more steps. Your blisters are screaming. You're developing new blisters. Behind your toes, on your arches, your feet are a disaster zone. If feet could file for divorce, yours would be calling lawyers. The landscape is still rural England. Fields, forests, villages, churches, everything looks the same. You're in a medieval simulation, and the graphics are stuck on dreary countryside setting. The sheep are still judging you. One of them bleats as you pass. It sounds like mockery. You're being mocked by livestock. This is where you are in life. Mile 35. Rochester appears in the distance. A city. An actual city with walls and a cathedral and an inn where you can collapse. 5 more miles. You can do 5 more miles. Probably. Your feet disagree, but you're ignoring them. The group picks up pace slightly. Everyone sees the city. Everyone wants to stop walking. The knight is struggling. He's falling behind. His age is showing. Someone slows down to walk with him. The group stays together. You don't leave people behind on pilgrimage. That's how people die. Mile 38. Almost there. Your feet are numb now. The pain has transcended into a new realm. You're beyond blisters. You're in some kind of foot-based enlightenment where suffering is just the background noise of existence. Mile 40. Rochester. You've arrived. It's mid-afternoon. You've been walking for 7 hours. You've covered 20 miles. You're exhausted. Destroyed. Done. The inn is called the Crown. It's bigger than the Tabard. More expensive. Also more crowded because Rochester is a major stop on the pilgrimage route. Congratulations, you've traded one overcrowded inn for another. The upgrade is minimal. You secure a bed, same arrangement, shared with 3 strangers. The bed looks exactly like last night's bed, same straw mattress, same discomfort. You're going to sleep terribly again. Can't wait. But first, you need to address the foot situation. You remove your shoes in the inn courtyard. Your blisters have blistered. There are blisters on top of blisters. Blister inception. Your feet look like they've been through a war. They have. The war against walking. An older pilgrim sees you examining your feet. First pilgrimage? He asks. Yes, you admit. Always the worst. 3rd day is brutal. 4th day you're numb. 5th day you arrive and wonder if it was worth it. He smiles. It's not a comforting smile. Was it worth it? You ask. For you? He shrugs. Ask me when you reach the shrine. Helpful. Very enlightening. You're definitely feeling better about this situation. Dinner at the Crown is slightly better. The pottage has actual vegetables you can identify. The bread is only moderately hard. The ale is still warm and flat, but you're getting used to it. Your standards are dropping in real time. By day 5, you'll think anything edible is a feast. The evening is quieter. People are too tired for storytelling. The knight is asleep at the table. The nun is praying. Always praying. The wealthy merchant is writing in a journal. The pardoner is drinking heavily and looking dejected. Sales were slow today. The peasants are eating in exhausted silence. You finish your meal. You drink one more ale. You drag yourself upstairs to the sleeping quarters. Your feet protest every step. The stairs are a new form of torture. Why are there stairs? Who invented stairs? You hate them. The sleeping room is already filling with the smell of unwashed pilgrims. It's becoming familiar. You're adapting. This is Stockholm Syndrome, but for medieval body odour. You lie down. The straw crunches. Your blisters throb. Your new bed companions are a carpenter and 2 farmers. One of the farmers is already snoring. It's going to be another terrible night's sleep. Tomorrow is day 3. 20 more miles. To Ospringe. Then day 4 to Canterbury. Then finally the shrine. Then the long walk back to London. You chose this. You volunteered for this suffering. Nobody forced you. But you're doing it for a miracle. For hope. For the chance that St. Thomas Becket hears your prayer and answers it. That has to be worth the blisters. The pain. The terrible inns and worse food. It has to be. You close your eyes. Your feet throb. The farmer snores. Somewhere in the distance, a dog is barking. Day 2 is complete. 2 down. 2 to go. The pilgrimage continues. Day 3 starts the same way. Day 2 ended. Terrible. You wake up at dawn in the Crown Inn in Rochester. Your entire body is staging a protest. Your feet are swollen. Your blisters have evolved. They're no longer just blisters, they're open wounds wrapped in leather torture devices, disguised as shoes. Your legs are stiff. Your back aches from 2 nights on straw mattresses designed by people who hate comfort. Your shoulders hurt from carrying your pack. You smell like you've been marinating in medieval body odour for 48 hours. You have. The carpenter you shared a bed with is already up and gone. Smart man. Got an early start. The 2 farmers are still sleeping, both snoring in harmony. It's like a medieval duet, performed by congested agricultural workers. Very musical. Not helpful. Sostins Seffens. And you sit up. Everything hurts. Standing up is worse. Your feet touch the floor and immediately file a formal complaint. Walking to the chamber pot in the corner is an adventure in pain management. Each step is agony. You're walking like someone who's been on a medieval pilgrimage for 3 days. Because you have. Downstairs, breakfast is waiting. And by breakfast, we mean the same bread and ale you've had for 2 mornings straight. The bread is hard, the ale is flat. Your enthusiasm for this meal is non-existent. But you eat anyway because you need energy for another 20 miles of suffering. The other pilgrims look rough. The wealthy merchant still looks fine. How is he fine? But everyone else looks like they've been through it. The knight can barely walk. He's limping badly. The nun is praying over her bread. The pardoner looks hungover. The peasants look exhausted but determined. You're all in various states of disrepair, but you're continuing anyway because Turning back now would mean the last 2 days were pointless. Sunk cost fallacy is a powerful motivator. Harry Bailey from the Tabard appears. He's also staying at the Crown. Turns out he travels with pilgrim groups sometimes. Morning, travellers. Ready for day 3. Today's the hardest. Tomorrow you reach Canterbury. His enthusiasm is not appreciated. Read the room, Harry. We're dying. You pay your bill. 4 pence for bed and meals. That's expensive. You could buy a chicken for that price. Expensive. But you're on pilgrimage. Everything costs more on pilgrimage. Captive audience economics. The group assembles outside the Crown. It's raining. Of course it's raining. Light rain. Cold rain. The kind that seeps into your clothes and refuses to leave. Your cloak is about to get soaked. Your already wet shoes are about to get wetter. This is optimal walking conditions. Very refreshing. You start walking. Mile 41. 19 more miles to Ospring. Then tomorrow, the final push to Canterbury. You can do this. Your feet disagree violently, but you're ignoring them. The rain continues. It's not heavy enough to stop walking, but it's persistent enough to make everyone miserable. Your cloak is absorbing water. It's getting heavier. You're essentially wearing a wet wool blanket while walking 20 miles. The smell of wet wool, mixed with unwashed human, is creating a new fragrance. It's terrible. You're contributing to it. Everyone is. Mile 43. 2 miles in, and you're already exhausted. Your blisters are wet. Wet blisters are the worst blisters. The friction is increasing. New blisters are forming. Your feet are a blister factory, operating at maximum capacity. The road is mud. Thick, sucking mud. Your shoes are caked in it. Each step requires pulling your foot out of the mud, which pulls at your blisters, which causes pain, which makes you want to stop walking, which you can't do because you're in the middle of nowhere. The math of suffering. The group is spread out today. The wealthy merchant is way ahead. The knight is way behind with 2 peasants helping him. The nun is maintaining her steady pace through prayer power apparently. You're in the middle, suffering at an average rate. Someone starts singing a hymn. It's half-hearted. The rain is killing the mood. The singing dies out after 1 verse. Now it's just the sound of feet squelching through mud and people breathing heavily. Very atmospheric, like a medieval exercise class but worse. Mile 45. You pass through a small village. A few houses. A church. People stare at you from doorways. You're clearly pilgrims. You have the look. Wet, miserable, walking with staffs and wearing badges and suffering visibly. The villagers don't offer help. They've seen thousands of pilgrims. You're not special. You're just another group of people who chose to walk 60 miles in terrible weather for religious reasons. A dog barks at you. You're too tired to care. Bark away, dog. Join the chorus of suffering. Mile 47. The rain stops. Finally. The clouds don't clear, but at least water has stopped falling from the sky. Small victories. You'll take them. Your cloak is soaked. Your clothes underneath are damp. Your shoes are wet leather sacks of pain. But the rain stopped. Progress. Rest stop at another roadside shrine. This one is dedicated to Saint Christopher, patron saint of travellers. Very appropriate. You stop. Pray. Your prayer is more detailed today. Saint Christopher, please help my feet survive this. Also, if you could do something about the mud situation, that would be great. And maybe make the inns less crowded and the food better. Thank you. Amen. Very thorough, very specific. Saint Christopher is probably getting hundreds of similar prayers from pilgrims daily. You're not unique. You sit on a fallen log. Remove your left shoe. The blister situation is catastrophic. The main blister on your heel has burst. It's raw, oozing. The sock you're wearing thin linen wrappings, as socks is stuck to it with blood and fluid. You peel it away carefully. It hurts. Everything hurts. This is fine. Everything's fine. One of the peasant farmers sees your foot. That's bad, he says helpfully. Very observant. Thank you for that medical assessment. Do you have anything for it? You ask. He shrugs. Keep walking. It'll either heal or get infected. If it gets infected, you'll know. The red streaks running up your leg are the sign. Then you've got a few days before fever sets in. Cool, 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 cool. That's comforting information. Very reassuring. You're definitely not worried about infection now. Not at all. Red streaks? Never heard of them. Hope to keep it that way. You wrap your foot back up. Put your shoe on. The pain is immediate and intense. You stand. Start walking. Your foot screams. You keep walking anyway. What choice do you have? Stop here? Sleep in the woods? Get robbed by bandits? No. You walk. Mile 50. Halfway through today's journey. 10 more miles. You're counting down. The group is strung out along the road. The wealthy merchant is so far ahead you can barely see him. The knight is so far behind you lose sight of him completely. Harry Bailey stays with the main group, telling stories to distract from the suffering. He's describing previous pilgrimages. One year, a group got caught in a snowstorm near Faversham. 3 people died, froze to death in April. April? Can you believe it? Yes, Harry, we can believe it. We're living the medieval weather experience right now. This is entirely believable. Another story. A merchant from Bristol got robbed by bandits last year. They took everything. His money, his clothes, his shoes. Left him naked on the road. He had to walk to the nearest village, wrapped in leaves. The group is silent. This is not a comforting story. This is a "that could be us" story. Thanks for the nightmare fuel, Harry. Mile 52. You're in forest now. The road cuts through dense woodland. It's darker here. Quieter. The trees block out the weak sunlight that's trying to break through the clouds. This is where bandits operate. Everyone knows it. Everyone's nervous. The group tightens up. The wealthy merchant slows down to rejoin the main cluster. Safety in numbers. Nobody wants to be the straggler who gets picked off. The knight is still behind, but he's trying to catch up. 2 peasants are basically carrying him. He's too proud to admit he can't continue, but his body is making the argument for him. Every sound in the forest is suspicious. A branch breaking? Bandits. A bird call? Bandit signal. A rustling in the undergrowth? Definitely bandits. Probably just a rabbit or deer, but your medieval anxiety is not listening to logic. You make it through the forest without incident. No bandits, just paranoia and mud. Mile 55. 5 more miles to Ospringe. You're so close. Your feet are destroyed, but you're close. The road improves slightly. Less mud, more packed dirt. The village of Ospringe appears in the distance. A small town, an inn, the promise of food and rest. The group picks up pace. Everyone wants to stop walking. The finish line is visible. Mile 58. Almost there. Your foot is throbbing. The burst blister is bad. You're trying not to think about infection. Red streaks. Fever. Death from a foot wound sustained during pilgrimage. What a way to go. Your tombstone. He walked to Canterbury and his blister killed him. Very heroic. Mile 59. 1 more mile. You can do 1 more mile. You've done 59. 1 more is nothing. Your feet disagree, but they're outvoted. Mile 60. Ospringe. You've arrived. It's late afternoon. You've walked 20 miles in rain and mud with destroyed feet, and you've made it. Tomorrow is the final day. 11 miles to Canterbury, the shortest day. The end is in sight. The inn at Ospringe is called the Red Lion. It's smaller than the previous inns, more crowded. The pilgrimage route converges. Here, people coming from different directions, all heading to Canterbury. The place is packed with pilgrims. The suffering is universal. Everyone looks terrible. You fit right in. You secure a bed. Same arrangement. 4 men sharing. The other 3 are pilgrims from Dover. They've been walking for 2 days. They look fresh compared to you. You look like you've been through a war. You have. The war against your own feet. Dinner is pottage and bread. Again. The variety is non-existent. The pottage is thin. The bread is hard. The ale is warm. You're not even tasting it anymore. You're just consuming fuel. Your standards have hit rock bottom. You'd eat shoe leather at this point. Wait. You're basically chewing shoe leather when you eat the bread. Never mind. The evening is quiet. Nobody has energy for stories. The night has finally arrived, helped by the peasants. He looks awful, pale, sweating, shaking. He's not well. Age and exertion and 3 days of walking have caught up with him. He eats a little bread, drinks some ale, goes straight to bed. The nun is praying for him. She's been praying constantly, but now she's specifically praying for the knight's health. It's kind, genuine, she cares. In all this suffering, there's still compassion. It's something. You finish your meal, you're too tired to drink more. You just want to lie down. You head upstairs to the sleeping quarters. Your feet barely function. The stairs are torture. You're climbing on stubbornness and desperation. The sleeping room is already full of snoring pilgrims. The smell is concentrated suffering. You've gone nose-blind to it. This is your life now. You lie down on the straw mattress. It crunches. Your blisters throb. Your new bed companions are already asleep. One is snoring. Always someone snoring. You close your eyes. Tomorrow is the last day. 11 miles. Then the shrine. Then you can ask for your miracle. Then this will all be worth it. It has to be worth it. Day 3 is complete. 3 days down. 1 to go. Your feet are destroyed. Your body aches. Your clothes smell like wet medieval wool and regret. But you're almost there. Tomorrow you reach Canterbury. Tomorrow you see the shrine of St. Thomas Becket. Tomorrow you find out if miracles are real. Tonight you sleep like someone who's walked 60 miles in 3 days. Deeply, painfully, with someone snoring in your ear and your feet screaming, and the knowledge that tomorrow you have to do it all again. Just 11 more miles, just one more day. The pilgrimage is almost over. Dawn on day 4, your last wake-up call in a terrible medieval inn. You should be celebrating. You're not. You're too tired and sore to celebrate anything. Your feet are a medical disaster. The burst blister on your left heel has crusted over with dried blood and fluid. The skin around it is red. Angry. You check for the red streaks that Farmer mentioned. The infection warning signs. You don't see any yet. Yet. That yet is doing a lot of anxiety work. You stand up. Your feet protest immediately, but with less intensity than yesterday. You've either built up tolerance, or you've damaged the nerve endings so badly they've given up sending pain signals. Either way, you'll take it. Today is 11 miles, the shortest day. Canterbury to shrine, to miracle, to maybe it was all worth it. You're so close. Breakfast at the Red Lion is the same bread and ale you've had every morning. You're actually going to miss this when you get home. Not the food, the routine, the shared suffering, the communal experience of eating terrible food and pretending it's fine. There's something bonding about group misery. The other pilgrims are in various states of readiness. The wealthy merchant looks perfect. His clothes are somehow still clean. His shoes are intact. He's either magic or he packed back up everything. The knight looks terrible. He barely slept. He's pale, shaking, clearly unwell. The nun is helping him eat bread. She's torn between finishing the pilgrimage and getting him to stop before he dies. Pilgrimage, peer pressure, is real. You pay your final inn bill, 3 pence, slightly cheaper than Rochester but still expensive. You've spent about 11 pence on lodging alone. That's a week's wages for a labourer. Pilgrimage is not cheap. This miracle better be worth it. The group assembles outside. It's not raining. The clouds are breaking up. There's actual sunlight. Weak English sunlight, but still. It's like the universe knows you're almost done and has decided to stop being quite so terrible. Small mercies. Harry Bailey is giving a speech. Final day, pilgrims. 11 miles to Canterbury. You've walked nearly 60 miles. You've suffered together. Today, you reach the shrine of St. Thomas Becket, martyr and saint. Today, your prayers are answered. He's very enthusiastic. You're too tired to match his energy, but you appreciate the effort. The group starts walking. Mile 61. 10 more miles. You can count them down. Each mile is roughly 22 minutes of walking. 220 minutes total. 3 hours and 40 minutes. You can do that, probably. Your feet hurt, but it's familiar pain now. You know these blisters. You've lived with them for 3 days. They're part of you now. You'll miss them when they heal. You won't. You absolutely will not miss them. But the thought is funny. The road today is better, drier. More pilgrims are joining from side roads. The traffic is increasing. Everyone's heading to Canterbury. It's like a medieval highway at rush hour. Pilgrim rush hour. Everyone walking at 2 miles per hour toward the same destination for different reasons. You fall into step next to a woman from Sussex. She's been walking for 5 days. Started in Chichester. 75 miles total. Your 60 miles suddenly feels less terrible. She's here because her son is sick. Fever that won't break. Coughing. She's praying for a miracle to save him. Do you think it works? She asks. The miracles? You don't know what to say. Do you believe? You're here. You walked 60 miles in 4 days with destroyed feet and terrible food and worse inns. You must believe something. I hope so. You finally answer. It's honest. You hope. That's why you're here. She nods. Me too. Contemporary accounts from 14th century pilgrim chronicles describe Canterbury as receiving thousands of visitors annually, each seeking healing, forgiveness, or divine intervention at the tomb of Thomas Becket. The shrine's reputation for miracles drew people from across Europe. Some claimed cures. Others left disappointed. The evidence was always ambiguous, just unclear enough to maintain hope, just real enough to keep people coming. Mile 65. 5 miles from Canterbury. The landscape is changing. More villages, more churches, more people. You're approaching a major city, the largest between London and the coast, population around 6,000. That's huge for medieval England. London is maybe 50,000. Canterbury is the religious capital, the pilgrimage destination, the place where a king's knights murdered an archbishop and created a martyr. The story everyone knows. 1170. King Henry II and Archbishop Thomas Becket are fighting over church versus crown authority. Henry says something like, "Will no one rid me of this troublesome priest?" 4 knights take it as an order. They ride to Canterbury. They find Becket in the cathedral. They kill him. Swords. Inside the church. During Vespers. Blood on the altar. The whole thing is catastrophically bad politics and worse optics. Becket becomes a martyr instantly. Miracles start being reported at his tomb. The Pope canonizes him. Canterbury becomes the premier pilgrimage site in England. 70 years later, you're walking 60 miles to visit his shrine because the marketing worked. Medieval religious tourism is a massive industry, and you're a customer. Mile 67. You can see Canterbury in the distance. The cathedral towers are visible. Massive stone structures reaching toward heaven. The sight gives you energy. Everyone picks up pace. You're so close. The suffering is almost over. The road is crowded now. Pilgrims everywhere. People coming from every direction. Old people, young people, rich people in nice clothes, poor people in rags. Everyone united by the desire for divine intervention. It's actually kind of beautiful. Humanity at its most hopeful and most desperate. Mile 69, 2 miles out. You're passing through the outskirts. Houses, shops, inns catering to pilgrims. So many inns. People selling food, selling badges. Selling authentic relics that are definitely pig bones. The commercialization is aggressive. You've walked 60 miles for spiritual reasons, and you're immediately being marketed to. Very authentic, very sacred. A vendor approaches. Pilgrim badges. Official Canterbury badges. Prove you made it. Only 2 pence. 2 pence for a small tin badge, with an image of Becket. That's expensive. That's tourist trap pricing. You'll probably buy one anyway because you need proof you suffered through this. Another vendor. Blessed water from the martyr's well. 1 penny per flask. It's well water. It's not blessed. The martyr's well is inside the cathedral grounds, and they're not selling the water. This is a scam. People are buying anyway. Hope is a powerful purchasing motivator. Mile 70. 1 mile from the cathedral. You're in Canterbury proper now. The city is alive with pilgrims. Thousands of people. The inns are completely full. The streets are crowded. It's like a medieval festival, where everyone is tired and sore and hoping for miracles. The cathedral appears ahead. Canterbury Cathedral. Massive, Gothic, absolutely stunning. Stone towers piercing the sky, stained glass windows catching the weak sunlight. Flying buttresses, architectural mastery. It's the most impressive building you've ever seen. Your little church in London is a shed compared to this. This is power made visible. This is wealth made stone. This is religion made architecture. You approach the main entrance. Your heart is pounding. You've walked 60 miles, 4 days, destroyed feet, terrible food, worse inns, shared beds with strangers, rain, mud, blisters, pain, fear of bandits, fear of infection, all for this moment. The entrance is crowded with pilgrims. There's a system. You wait in line. You enter. You proceed to the shrine. You pray. You leave offerings if you have them. You hope. Then you leave, and either your prayer is answered or it isn't. The process is simple. The stakes are everything. You wait in line, 30 minutes. Your feet are throbbing, but you barely notice. You're here. You made it. The pilgrimage is complete. Now comes the moment of truth. You enter the cathedral. The interior is breathtaking. High vaulted ceilings, columns reaching up like stone trees, light filtering through stained glass, painting the stone floor in colours you don't have names for. The air smells like incense and stone and the prayers of thousands. The acoustics are incredible, every footstep echoes. The space feels holy. Whether it actually is or not, it feels like it. You follow the flow of pilgrims, through the nave, past the choir, toward the Trinity Chapel in the East End. That's where the shrine is. That's where Becket's bones rest in a golden reliquary that probably cost more than your entire neighbourhood in London. The shrine is surrounded by pilgrims, kneeling, praying, crying, hoping. Some are leaving offerings, coins, jewellery, flowers, written prayers. Some are just standing and staring, overwhelmed. Some look disappointed already, like they expected immediate miracles and got silence instead. You approach. Kneel. The stone floor is hard and cold. Your knees protest. You ignore them. You've ignored worse pain for 4 days. Your knees can cope for a few minutes. You pray. Not out loud. Silently. Internally. You pray for the reason you came. Maybe it's health. Maybe it's forgiveness for sins you can't confess to a living priest. Maybe it's for your wife's safe delivery when the time comes. Maybe it's for your business, your family, your future. Whatever it is, you pray with everything you have. You've earned this prayer. You've walked 60 miles. You've suffered. You've paid in blisters and pain and terrible food and sleepless nights. St. Thomas Becket owes you at least the courtesy of listening. You pray for several minutes. Around you, other pilgrims are doing the same. The silence is punctuated by quiet crying, whispered prayers, the rustle of clothing as people kneel and stand. The whole scene is intensely human, raw, real. Everyone here wants something, needs something, hopes for something they can't achieve on their own. You finish praying, stand up. Your knees crack. You're 35 and you sound like you're 70. Medieval life is hard on joints. You leave an offering, 2 pence. It's what you can afford. You place the coins near the shrine. They join hundreds of others. The shrine is surrounded by money, jewellery, written prayers, flowers. The wealth on display is staggering. Canterbury Cathedral is rich. Pilgrimage is profitable. Religion is business. And business is good. You step back. Make room for the next pilgrim. A woman with a sick young one, not the woman from earlier. A different one. There's always someone with a sick young one. Youth mortality in 1340 is catastrophic. 1 in 3 don't survive to adulthood. Every parent here has probably buried at least one. The woman is crying as she prays. You look away. It feels like intruding. You exit the shrine area. Walk through the cathedral. The space is overwhelming. Beautiful. Intimidating. Holy or not, it's impressive. The medieval church knows how to create atmosphere. You'll give them that. Outside, the sunlight is blinding after the dim cathedral interior. You blink, adjust. The courtyard is still crowded with pilgrims, some arriving, some leaving, some buying badges and blessed water and various religious merchandise. You buy a pilgrim badge. 2 pence. Expensive but necessary. The badge is small, made of tin, with an image of Thomas Becket's head and the Canterbury Cathedral towers. You pin it to your hat. Official proof you made the pilgrimage. When you get home, everyone will see it. Everyone will know you walked to Canterbury. The badge is your medieval achievement unlocked notification. Did the miracle happen? You don't know. Miracles aren't usually instant. Sometimes they take time. Sometimes they don't happen at all. Sometimes what you think is a miracle is just coincidence. Sometimes what you think is coincidence is a miracle. The ambiguity is frustrating, but it's also what keeps people coming back. If miracles were guaranteed, they wouldn't be miracles. They'd be transactions. You find your travelling companions in the courtyard. The wealthy merchant has already bought his badge and is preparing for the return journey. The nun is helping the knight he's not doing well. She's trying to convince him to rest in Canterbury for a few days before attempting the walk back. He's refusing. Pride, stubbornness, the traditional masculine response to medical advice. The pardoner is selling his fake relics to fresh pilgrims just arriving. The hustle never stops. The peasants are gathered together, sharing bread and discussing the return journey. Some are staying in Canterbury for a day or two. Some are starting back immediately. You haven't decided yet. You're exhausted. Your feet are destroyed. But you're also done. The pilgrimage is complete. You walked 60 miles. You reached the shrine. You prayed. You left an offering. Whether it works or not, you did everything you could. Now comes the question. Do you rest in Canterbury or start the 60-mile walk back to London immediately? The sensible choice is to rest. Find an inn. Sleep in a bed that's only slightly terrible. Let your feet heal for a day or two before attempting the return journey. The expensive choice is also to rest. Canterbury inns know they have a captive audience and price accordingly. The economical choice is to start walking back immediately, save the inn costs, get home faster, resume your business. Check on the financial disasters your apprentice has certainly created in your absence. You decide to rest one night. Your feet need it. You need it. You'll leave tomorrow morning. The return journey will be easier. You know the route now. You know the inns. You know what to expect. And you'll be walking with hope instead of desperation. Whether the miracle happens or not, you've done your part. That's worth something. You find an inn. It's expensive. 6 pence for a bed and meals. That's robbery. That's Canterbury taking advantage of tired pilgrims who have no choice. You pay anyway. What are you going to do? Sleep in the street? The inn is called the Checkers. It's nicer than the previous inns, but still medieval. The beds are still straw, still shared, still uncomfortable. But you've earned this discomfort. You've completed a pilgrimage. Tomorrow you start the journey home. Tonight you'll sleep in Canterbury. Tomorrow you begin walking back to London. 60 more miles. 4 more days. More blisters. More terrible food. More shared beds. But you'll be going home. That makes it different. Easier. Almost worth it. You eat dinner at the Checkers. Pottage and bread. The pottage is slightly better than the previous inns. Canterbury standards are marginally higher. The bread is still hard. The ale is still flat. But you're too tired to care. You eat. You drink. You sit in the communal room with other exhausted pilgrims and share the silence of people who've all walked too far for reasons they hope were worth it. The night is here, still looking terrible. The nun convinced him to rest for 2 days before attempting the return. Smart. He needs it. He might not survive the walk back otherwise. Medieval pilgrimage has a body count, and nobody wants to be part of it. You finish your meal, head upstairs. The sleeping quarters are crowded. You're sharing a bed with 2 other pilgrims, both snoring already. You lie down, the straw crunches, your feet throb, your body aches. But you're in Canterbury. You made it. You close your eyes. Think about the miracle you prayed for. Hope it works. Hope the 60 miles of suffering meant something. Hope St. Thomas Becket heard you and cares. Tomorrow you start home. Tonight you rest. The pilgrimage to Canterbury is complete. The journey back to London begins at dawn. You've walked 60 miles to ask a dead archbishop for a miracle. Now you wait to see if he answers. Sleep comes eventually. Deep, exhausted, earned. Day 4 is complete. The shrine is visited. The prayer is said. The offering is left. The rest is hope. Dawn in Canterbury. Your last morning in the pilgrimage destination. You wake up in the Checkers Inn, feeling only slightly less terrible than the previous 4 mornings. Your feet are still destroyed. Your body still aches. But today, You're starting home, that's something. You've completed the pilgrimage. You've seen the shrine. You've prayed. You've left your offering. The miracle is now in St. Thomas Becket's hands, or reliquary, whatever. The spiritual part is done. Now comes the practical part. Walking 60 miles back to London without dying. Breakfast is bread and ale. You're actually going to miss the routine when you get home. Not the food, never the food, but the simplicity. Wake up, eat bread, walk until you collapse, repeat. There's something meditative about it, something that makes normal life's complications seem manageable. Your apprentice probably destroyed your business. Your wife is probably furious you've been gone so long. Your young ones probably forgot what you look like. But right now, all you have to do is walk. Simple, painful, but simple. The other pilgrims are preparing to leave. Some stayed 2 nights. Some are leaving today like you. The wealthy merchant left yesterday. He's probably already halfway to London with his magic shoes and unlimited energy. The knight is staying another 3 days. The nun convinced him. He's too weak to argue. The peasants are leaving this morning. Most can't afford extra nights in expensive Canterbury inns. You pay your bill. 6 pence total. Highway robbery. Canterbury knows pilgrims are a captive market and prices accordingly. You've now spent about 20 shillings total on this pilgrimage. That's a month's income for a skilled labourer. Miracles are expensive. Hope costs money. You gather your belongings. Staff, scrip, cloak. Everything you brought is still here. Nobody robbed you in Canterbury. Small victories. Your pilgrim badge is pinned to your hat. Official proof of suffering. You're weirdly proud of it. The group assembling for the return journey is smaller. Maybe 15 pilgrims. Some are people you walked with. Some are new. Everyone heading back to London or towns along the way. Safety in numbers. The return journey has the same bandit risks as the journey there. Maybe higher returning pilgrims have badges and souvenirs, which means they have money. Bandits know the economics. Harry Bailey's leading the group again. He's been in Canterbury for 2 days, waiting for the next group heading back. Ready for the return travellers? Same route, same inns. 4 days to London. His enthusiasm has not diminished. Yours has. You're running on fumes and the hope that your feet survive this. You start walking. Mile 1 of 60. Again. Your feet protest immediately but with familiar pain. You know these blisters intimately now. You've made peace with the suffering. This is your life. This is the choice you made. Walk to Canterbury. Walk back. Hope it was worth it. The road out of Canterbury is crowded with pilgrims. Some arriving, some leaving. The traffic is constant. Canterbury Cathedral sees an estimated 100,000 pilgrims per year. That's massive. That's approximately 274 pilgrims per day, on average. The religious tourism economy is thriving. You're one tiny part of a massive industry built on hope and suffering and the promise of divine intervention. Mile 3. The crowds thin out. You're back in the countryside. Fields. Villages. Sheep judging you. The landscape is familiar now. You walked through here 4 days ago going the opposite direction. Knowing what's coming should make it easier. It doesn't. It just makes it more predictable. A woman falls into step beside you. Mid-40s. Walking with a pronounced limp. She went to Canterbury to pray for her husband. He's sick, wasting disease, losing weight, coughing blood. Probably tuberculosis. Medieval medicine has no cure. She's hoping for a miracle. You wish her luck. You mean it. You're all hoping for miracles. That's why you're here. Mile 5. First rest stop. Everyone collapses. Your feet are on fire, but you're used to it. The pain is background noise now. You've transcended. Achieved blister enlightenment. You're one with the suffering. The group shares food, bread, dried fruit, cheese. Someone has ale. It's passed around. Community forms fast when you're all suffering together. These people were strangers 4 days ago. Now you're bonded by shared misery and terrible inns, and the hope that walking 60 miles meant something. Mile 7. Back on the road. The weather is cooperating. Cloudy but not raining. Cool but not cold. Optimal walking conditions for medieval England. You'll take it. The road passes through a forest. Dense trees. Dark even in daytime. This is where the bandits operate. Everyone knows it. Everyone's nervous. The group tightens up. Staffs are held ready. Not that a walking stick will do much against professional criminals with actual weapons, but it's better than nothing. You make it through without incident. No bandits, just paranoia and the sound of your own footsteps on packed dirt. The forest releases you back into open farmland. Everyone relaxes slightly. Still vigilant, but less convinced you're about to be murdered for your pilgrim badge. Mile 10. Approaching the first night's inn. You're staying at the Red Lion in Ospringe again. Same inn as 3 nights ago. Same terrible beds. Same mediocre food. But it's familiar. Familiarity is comforting when everything else is suffering. The inn appears. You've walked 10 miles, 50 to go, 3.5 more days. You can do this. Your feet disagree, but they're outvoted by determination and sunk costs. The Red Lion is crowded. It's always crowded. Pilgrimage season runs April through September. The inn is busy for months. The innkeeper recognizes some of you. Welcome back, pilgrims. Successful journey? Yes, you survived. That's success. The miracle part is TBD. You secure a bed, 4 men sharing. One of them is a pilgrim you walked with on the way to Canterbury. He's returning to Dover. 2 days of walking for him. You exchange nods of acknowledgement. Shared suffering creates bonds. Dinner is pottage and bread. The pottage is thin. The bread is hard. The ale is flat. It's exactly what you expected. You eat without tasting. Fuel. That's all food is at this point. Your body needs energy to keep walking. You provide it. The enjoyment factor is 0, but the functional factor is adequate. The evening is quiet. People are tired. The excitement of Canterbury has worn off. Now it's just the long walk home. The return journey is always harder psychologically. The goal is behind you. The finish line is days away. You're in the middle of suffering, with no immediate reward. Just more walking, more blisters, more terrible inns. You go to bed early. Your bed companions are already asleep. One is snoring. Always someone snoring. You lie down. The straw crunches. Your feet throb. Your body aches. Same as every night. You close your eyes. Tomorrow is another 20 miles, then 20 more, then the final stretch home. Sleep comes. Fitful, uncomfortable, punctuated by snoring and your own discomfort. But it comes. Day 5. Morning. You wake up stiff and sore. Your feet are worse today. The blisters have had 5 days of constant abuse. Some are infected. You can tell. They're hot, swollen. The skin around them is red. Not the red streaks yet, but red, angry. Your body is fighting an infection with medieval immune system technology. The odds are not great. You check your left foot carefully. The main blister has developed pus, yellow-white fluid under the skin. Purulent discharge. That's infected. Definitely infected. You need to keep it clean and hope your body wins the fight against bacteria you don't know exist. Germ theory? Still never heard of her. You debate mentioning it to someone, decide against it. What can they do? Medieval medicine's answer to infection is bloodletting or amputation. Neither sounds appealing. You'll just walk on it and hope. Hope is your strategy for everything on this pilgrimage. Seems fitting. Breakfast, bread and ale. You eat mechanically. Your appetite is gone. The infection might be causing mild fever. You feel warm, slightly dizzy. Or maybe you're just tired. Hard to tell. Everything hurts all the time anyway. One more symptom is just background noise. The group assembles. Harry Bailey does a head count. 15 pilgrims left Canterbury. 15 are here. Nobody died overnight. Success. Medieval travel standards are low. You start walking. Mile 11 of the return journey. 49 to go. Your infected foot throbs with each step. The pain is sharper now, more insistent. Your body is trying to tell you something. You're ignoring it. You have to get home. Stopping isn't an option. You're not dying in Ospringe. Your tombstone will not read, "He made it to Canterbury but died in Ospringe on the way back." Unacceptable. Mile 13. The infection is definitely spreading. Your foot is hot, swollen. The pain is significant. You're limping. Other pilgrims notice. The woman with the sick husband asks if you're all right. Fine. You lie. Just blisters. She doesn't believe you but doesn't push. Everyone's dealing with something. This is pilgrimage. Suffering is the baseline. Extreme suffering is your problem to manage. Mile 15. You're falling behind. The group is pulling ahead. Harry Bailey notices. Slows down. Can you continue? Yes. You don't have a choice. There's no hospital here. No doctor. No help. You walk, or you stop, and hope someone carries you. You're walking. Mile 17. The pain is bad. Really bad. Each step is agony. Your foot is swelling inside your shoe. The leather is tight, constricting, making it worse. You should take your shoe off. But then you can't walk, and you need to walk. Catch 22, Medieval Edition. You push through. One step, another step, another. You're not counting miles anymore. You're counting steps, one at a time. That's all you can manage. The finish line is too far away to think about. The next step is achievable. Focus on that. Mile 20. Rochester appears in the distance. The Crown Inn. Rest. Food. A bed. You can make it. 2 more miles. You can do 2 more miles. You've done 18 today. 2 more is nothing. Your foot disagrees. Your foot thinks 2 more might kill you. You're ignoring your foot. You arrive at the Crown mid-afternoon. You've walked 20 miles with an infected foot. You're feverish, dizzy, in significant pain. But you made it. You collapse on a bench in the inn courtyard. Can't move, don't want to move. Moving hurts. The innkeeper sees you. Pilgrim. You need the physician? Rochester has a physician, an actual doctor, trained in medicine, expensive, but available. You consider it. A physician might help, or might make it worse. Medieval medicine is a gamble. Bloodletting, cauterization, amputation. The treatment might be worse than the infection. How much? You ask. 2 shillings. 2 shillings. That's 10% of what you brought for the entire pilgrimage. That's expensive. That's sell your cloak expensive. But if the infection spreads, you could lose the foot, or your life. 2 shillings might be cheap for survival. You agree. The innkeeper sends for the physician. You wait in the courtyard, foot throbbing, fever building, wondering if you're making the right choice. Wondering if miracles work on infected feet, or just spiritual problems. Wondering if you're going to die in Rochester after completing the pilgrimage successfully. The irony would be devastating. The physician arrives. Older man, grey beard, expensive robes, carries a leather bag with instruments. He examines your foot, removes your shoe carefully. The blister is grotesque, swollen, red, oozing pus. He pokes it. You bite back, crying out, "It hurts." "Infected," he announces. "Very helpful. You knew that. Can you help?" you ask. "Yes, I'll lance it. Drain the corruption. Apply a poultice. You'll need to rest here for 2 days. Keep it clean. Change the dressing daily. 2 days in Rochester. More inn costs. More time away from home. But alive? Probably. Maybe. If the treatment works, do it, you say. The physician pulls out a small knife. Very sharp. You're about to experience medieval surgery with 0 anesthetic. Again, this pilgrimage just keeps giving. The gift that keeps on taking. Taking your money, your comfort, your foot integrity. He lances the blister. The pain is immediate and intense. White hot. Your vision blurs. You grip the bench so hard your knuckles are white. The pus drains out. Yellow-white fluid mixed with blood. The smell is terrible. Infection smells like death. Your foot is trying to die. The physician is trying to convince it otherwise. He squeezes. More pus. More pain. You're breathing hard, trying not to pass out. This is medical care. This is the best available treatment in 1340. Lancing, draining, hoping. He applies a poultice, some mixture of herbs and honey, and God knows what else. Medieval medicine is, try everything, something might work. The poultice goes on the wound. He wraps it in clean linen. Relatively clean linen. Cleaner than your sock at least. 2 shillings, he says. Rest for 2 days. Change the dressing tomorrow. If red streaks appear up your leg, send for me immediately. Red streaks. sepsis, blood poisoning, death in days. You really hope those don't appear. You pay him 2 shillings. Gone. You're spending money faster than you planned. The pilgrimage is getting more expensive by the hour. The physician leaves. You sit in the courtyard with your newly lanced, poulticed, bandaged foot. The pain is actually less now. The pressure is released. The infection has drainage. Your body can fight back now. Maybe. Hopefully. You're stuck in Rochester for 2 days. The rest of your group will continue tomorrow. You'll be alone. You'll have to find another group heading to London or walk solo. Solo walking is risky, but staying here with an infected foot might be riskier. 2 days to heal. 2 days to rest. 2 days to wonder if the miracle you prayed for includes helping you survive the journey home. St. Thomas Becket, if you're listening, now would be a great time for some divine intervention. Your pilgrim is struggling here. The sun is setting. You hobble inside the crown. Secure a bed. Same arrangement. Shared. Crowded. But you're staying 2 nights. You'll get familiar with this terrible straw mattress. Dinner is served. You eat. Your appetite is returning now that the infection is draining. Good sign. Your body is fighting. Maybe you'll survive this. Tonight you rest. Tomorrow you rest more. Day after tomorrow you walk again, hopefully with a foot that's healing instead of dying. The pilgrimage is not over. The suffering continues. But you're still alive. That's something. Day 5 ends with you in Rochester. Fever breaking, infection draining, hope cautiously returning. The journey home continues. Eventually, Day 6, your second morning in Rochester. You wake up in the Crown Inn with your bandaged foot elevated on your pack. The physician's orders. Keep it raised. Keep it clean. Let the infection drain. Medieval medical advice is surprisingly sensible when it's not remove all your blood. You check the bandage. It's soaked through with fluid. Yellow and pink. Pus and blood. The infection is draining. That's good. That's what's supposed to happen. You unwrap it carefully. The wound looks better. Still angry red. Still swollen, but less so than yesterday. The edges aren't as hot. The fever broke during the night. You woke up sweating but clear-headed. Your body won the first battle against the infection. You rewrap the foot with fresh linen the innkeeper provided. For a price. Everything costs money. You're down to about 16 shillings now. The pilgrimage is eating your funds. You need to get home before you run out completely. You test putting weight on the foot. Pain. Immediate pain. But manageable pain. Not the white-hot agony of yesterday. You can walk. Slowly. Limping. But you can walk. That's all you need. The ability to cover miles. Speed doesn't matter. Just forward progress. The original pilgrim group left yesterday morning. You're alone now. You need to find another group or walk solo. Solo is risky. Bandits target solo travellers. You're a merchant with money, badges, and visible vulnerability. You're basically wearing a sign that says, "Rob me, please." You go downstairs. The common room is full of pilgrims. Some arriving from Canterbury. Some preparing to leave for London. You ask around. Find a group of 8. Heading to London today. They're leaving in an hour. They'll let you join. Safety in numbers. You're grateful. The group is mixed. 2 merchants, a craftsman, 3 peasants, a widow returning from Canterbury where she prayed for her deceased husband's soul, and now you, 8 people. Not as large as your original group, but better than nothing. Breakfast is bread and ale. You're so tired of bread and ale. When you get home, you're never eating bread again. You'll eat meat, fresh vegetables. Anything that isn't hard bread dunked in flat ale. This is your solemn vow. You'll break it within a week, because bread is cheap and available, but right now you're committed to the fantasy. You pay your bill at the Crown, 8 pence for 2 nights. The costs keep adding up. You've now spent about 21 shillings total. You started with 20. You're in debt to yourself. You'll need to dip into your business funds when you get home. The miracle better be worth it. The group assembles outside. Your new travelling companions introduce themselves. The 2 merchants are brothers from Southwark. The craftsman is a carpenter from Bermondsey. The peasants are from villages between Rochester and London. The widow is from London proper. Everyone's tired. Everyone's ready to be home. You start walking. Your foot protests but holds. The pain is significant, but not unbearable. You can do this. 20 miles today. 2. The Tabard, in Southwark. Then tomorrow, 10 miles home to London. You're so close. Mile 1. Your limp is pronounced. The group notices but doesn't comment. Everyone's dealing with something. Blisters, joint pain, exhaustion. Your infected foot is just one item on a long list of pilgrimage suffering. The road is familiar. You walked this section 6 days ago. The landscape hasn't changed. Same fields, same villages, same judgmental sheep. England in April 1340 looks exactly like it did last week. Consistency is comforting. Mile 3. One of the merchants falls into step beside you. First pilgrimage? He asks. Yes, you admit. You? Third, Canterbury twice. Santiago de Compostela once. Santiago. That's Spain. That's hundreds of miles. This man has walked hundreds of miles multiple times for pilgrimage. He's either very devout or very committed to suffering. Did the miracles work? You ask. It's the question everyone wants answered, but nobody asks directly. He considers. Sometimes. My wife was sick. First pilgrimage. She recovered. Miracle or coincidence? I don't know. But she's alive. That's what matters. You nod. That's the ambiguity, the uncertainty. Did the prayer work or did the body heal naturally? Is divine intervention real or just hope meeting probability? You'll never know for certain. Nobody will. That's the point. Faith requires uncertainty. If miracles were guaranteed and obvious, they wouldn't require faith. Mile 5. Rest stop. Everyone collapses. You elevate your foot. The bandage is seeping. You should change it. You have limited clean linen. You make it last. Medieval supply chain management. The group shares food. Someone has fresh bread from Rochester. It's soft. Actual soft bread. You eat it reverently. This is luxury. This is the pinnacle of medieval cuisine. Bread that doesn't require a hammer to break. Mile 7. Back walking. Your foot is swelling inside the bandage. The walking is making it worse. You know this. You're doing it anyway. What choice do you have? Stop and wait for it to heal completely? That could take weeks. You don't have weeks. You have a business, a family, responsibilities. You walk through the pain because stopping isn't an option. The carpenter notices your limp is getting worse. The physician helped? He asks. Some. Lance the infection. It's draining. Better than it was. You don't mention that it still hurts terribly and might get worse before it gets better. My brother died from an infected foot. He says it casually, like commenting on the weather. Cut it on a rusty nail. Fever. Red streaks. Dead in 5 days. Cool. Very comforting. Exactly the information you needed right now. Thanks for sharing. Your anxiety is definitely not increasing. Sorry for your loss. You manage. He shrugs. 8 years ago. These things happen. Medieval attitude toward death is pragmatic. People die. Often. Young. From preventable things. You mourn and move on. Because staying sad doesn't bring them back. The culture of grief is different when everyone's losing people constantly. Mile 10. Halfway through today's walk. Your foot is really swelling now. Throbbing. Hot. The infection might be spreading again. Or the walking is irritating it. Hard to tell. You're monitoring for red streaks. The death warning signs. None yet. You push through. One step. Another step. The finish line is 10 miles away. 10 miles is achievable. You've walked 50-something miles already. 10 more is nothing. Your foot disagrees. Your foot thinks 10 more might kill it. You're hoping it's wrong. Mile 12. Passing through a village. People stare. Pilgrims are common but still notable. You're clearly suffering. The limp gives it away. A young girl points at you. Her mother shushes her. Pointing is rude. You don't care. You barely notice. You're focused on walking. Everything else is background noise. Mile 15. 5 more miles. The Tabard is 5 miles away. You can make it. You have to make it. Giving up now is unacceptable. You're not dying between Rochester and Southwark. Your tombstone will not read, made it to Canterbury but died 5 miles from home. Absolutely not. The widow falls back to walk with you. She's noticed you're struggling. Do you need to rest? She asks kindly. No, need to keep moving. If I stop, I won't start again. It's true. The moment you stop, your body will shut down. You're running on willpower and spite. Stopping means acknowledging the pain. You're not ready for that. What did you pray for? She asks. At the shrine. You hesitate. Pilgrimage prayers are personal. But she shared her husband's soul, so you share yours. My wife. She's pregnant. I'm terrified she won't survive. It's honest. Raw. The fear you've been carrying. She nods. I'll pray for her too. Extra prayers can't hurt. Thank you. You mean it. You'll take all the prayers you can get. Divine intervention works on volume, maybe. The more people praying, the better the odds. That's not how it works theologically, but emotionally it helps. Mile 17. 3 more miles. You can do 3 more miles. You've done 17 today. 3 is nothing. Your foot is screaming. The pain is constant now. Each step is agony, but you're close. So close. Bioarchaeological analysis of skeletal remains from medieval pilgrimage routes reveals stress fractures, joint damage, and bone infections, consistent with long-distance walking in inadequate footwear. The physical toll of pilgrimage was severe. Many pilgrims returned home permanently damaged. Some never returned at all. You're contributing to those statistics. Your foot will probably never fully heal. The infection will leave scar tissue. The blister damage is permanent. You'll limp slightly for the rest of your life. This pilgrimage has marked you. Physically. Visibly. The badge on your hat shows you went to Canterbury. The limp shows it cost you. Mile 18. 2 more miles. The Tabard is close. You can almost see it. Not really, but emotionally, psychologically, it's close. Mile 19. 1 more mile. 1 final mile. You're counting down steps now. Each step is victory. Each step means you're not dead yet. You're surviving. Barely. But surviving counts. Mile 20. The Tabard appears. The inn where you stayed on night 1, 6 days ago, a lifetime ago. You've walked 80 miles total, 40 to Canterbury, 40 back. Well, almost back. 10 more miles tomorrow. But tonight, you're at the Tabard. You made it. You collapse on a bench outside the inn. Can't move. Don't want to move. Your foot is destroyed. Swollen beyond recognition. The bandage is soaked through. You need to change it. You need to rest. You need to elevate it. You need many things. Right now, you're just sitting, breathing, existing. The brothers help you inside. They've seen worse. Pilgrimage does this to people. You're not unique. You're just another person who walked too far for spiritual reasons and paid for it physically. You secure a bed. Same room you stayed in before. Same straw mattresses. Same shared arrangement. It's familiar. Comforting. You know this suffering. This is manageable suffering. Dinner is pottage and bread. The pottage is the same recipe from 6 days ago, possibly the same batch. It's been simmering for a week. Medieval food preservation. You eat anyway. Your body needs fuel. The taste is irrelevant. The evening is quiet. You're too tired for stories. Your foot throbs. You change the bandage. The infection looks stable. Not better. Not worse. Stable. Your body is fighting hard. You're helping by resting. That's all you can do. You go to bed early. Tomorrow is the final day. 10 miles. Home. Your wife. Your young ones. Your business. Your normal life. The pilgrimage will be over. The miracle will either happen or it won't. The suffering will become memory. The limp will remain. You lie down. The straw crunches. Your foot throbs. Someone snores. It's all familiar now. You've done this 8 times. 1 more night, then home. Sleep comes, deep, exhausted, earned. Day 6 ends in Southwark. Day 7 brings you home. Almost there. Day 7, your final morning as a pilgrim. You wake up at the Tabard in Southwark with one thought. Today, you go home. Your foot is still swollen, still infected, still painful, but it's stable. The red streaks haven't appeared. The fever hasn't returned. Your body is winning the fight against bacteria it doesn't know exist. Medieval immune system versus medieval infection. The odds were never good, but you're beating them anyway. You check the bandage one final time. Soaked through again. You're out of clean linen. You'll have to keep this one until you get home. 10 miles. A few hours. You can manage. You've managed worse. Breakfast is bread and ale. Your last pilgrim breakfast, you're never eating this combination again. That's your second solemn vow. You broke the first one about fresh food. Within seconds of making it, you're eating bread right now, but this one you might keep. Maybe. Bread is really convenient though. And cheap. You'll probably be eating bread and ale next week. But today you can pretend you're done with it forever. The group from yesterday is assembling. The brothers, the carpenter, the peasants, the widow. Everyone heading the final stretch to London. 10 miles. The shortest day of the entire journey. The finish line is visible. Harry Bailey appears. He's been at the Tabard the whole time. This is his inn. He owns it. You just realised. He's not just a fellow traveller, he's the proprietor, running a very successful pilgrimage hospitality business. Smart. Capitalise on religious devotion. Medieval capitalism at its finest. Final day, pilgrims. 10 miles to London. You've walked 80 miles. You've visited the shrine. You're returning home changed. He's right. You're definitely changed. You have a permanent limp and trauma around bread. Very transformative. Life-altering, spiritually significant. You pay your bill. 4 pence. The costs never stop. You're down to about 15 shillings remaining. The pilgrimage has cost you 5 shillings total. That's a month's rent. That's significant money. The miracle economics are brutal. The group starts walking. Mile 81. 9 more to go. Your foot protests, but you're ignoring it. You've ignored worse. You've transcended pain. You're operating on pure determination and the desperate desire to sleep in your own bed. The road crosses the Thames via London Bridge. The bridge is packed, shops built on both sides, houses overhead. The bridge is basically a street suspended over water. Medieval engineering is wild. Also concerning, you're walking on a bridge with buildings on it. The structural integrity seems questionable, but thousands cross daily. It's probably fine. Probably. You cross without incident. The bridge doesn't collapse. Success. Medieval infrastructure holds. You're in London proper now. The city is loud, crowded, smelly. It smells like home. You've never been so happy to smell London's distinctive aroma of human waste, smoke, and River Thames at low tide. Mile 83. 7 more miles. You're walking through neighbourhoods you know. Streets you've travelled. This is familiar territory. You're almost home. The group is spreading out. People breaking off to their own homes. The brothers head towards Suffolk. The carpenter toward Bermondsey. The peasants toward their villages. The widow continues north. You're heading west. Toward your neighbourhood. Your street. Your house. Mile 85. 5 more miles. You can see the church near your home. The landmark you've known your entire life. You're so close. Your feet hurt. Your infected foot throbs. Your body aches. Your clothes smell like you've been wearing them for a week. You have. But you're almost home. Mile 87. 3 more miles. You're in your neighbourhood now. People recognise you. Your pilgrim badge gives it away. You went to Canterbury? They ask. Yes. You did. You walked 80 miles. You saw the shrine. You prayed. You're back. The badge proves it. One neighbour, an older woman, stops you. Did you see the shrine? Is it as magnificent as they say? Yes, you tell her. Golden. Beautiful. Overwhelming. You don't mention the crowds, the commercialisation, the ambiguity about miracles. You give her the spiritual experience version, the hopeful version. She's planning her own pilgrimage. Let her have the dream. Mile 88. 2 more miles. You're on streets you walk daily. The baker you buy from. The well you draw water from. The tavern you drink at. Everything familiar. Everything normal. Your pilgrimage existence is ending. Your regular life is resuming. Mile 89. 1 more mile. Your street is visible. Your house is 1 mile away. You've walked 89 miles. 1 more is nothing. Your foot disagrees. Your foot thinks 1 more might kill it. You're walking anyway. You turn onto your street. Your house is ahead. Your door. Your home. Your family. You've been gone for 10 days. Your wife is probably furious. Your young ones have probably forgotten you exist. Your apprentice has probably destroyed your business. But you're home. Mile 90. You stop in front of your door. You made it. London to Canterbury. Canterbury to London. 90 miles total. 10 days. You're alive. Injured but alive, changed but alive. You knock. Your wife opens the door. She sees you. Sees the badge. Sees the limp. Sees the exhausted, dirty, limping version of her husband who left 10 days ago relatively intact. You made it, she says. Not a question. A statement. You're here. That's proof. I made it, you confirm. She hugs you. You smell terrible. She doesn't care. You're home. You're alive. That's what matters. Your young ones appear. The 8-year-old, the 6-year-old, the 3-year-old. They're excited. Did you bring us anything? The 8-year-old asks. You show them the pilgrim badge. I brought proof I walked 90 miles and survived. They're not impressed. They wanted sweets or toys. Young ones have priorities. Survival stories are not as interesting as candy. You enter your house. Your actual house, your bed, your space, your normal life. The pilgrimage is over. You're home. Your wife makes you sit, brings water, actual clean water from the well. You drink. It tastes like heaven, like home, like not flat ale. You've missed water. She sees your foot, the bandage, the swelling. What happened? Blister got infected. Physician in Rochester lanced it. It's healing. You minimize. No need to mention the fear of sepsis, the possibility of death, the carpenter's brother who died from an infected foot. She's worried enough. You need rest. And a proper physician. And possibly a priest, if that gets worse. She's practical. Always has been. It's why you married her. Your apprentice appears, nervous. The business is fine, he says quickly. Mostly. There was one incident with a customer, but I resolved it. And the books are updated. Mostly. You're too tired to care. We'll discuss it tomorrow. He leaves. Grateful for the delay. You'll deal with whatever disaster he created later. Right now, you're home. That's enough. Your wife helps you upstairs to your actual bed, your bed, with clean linens, no strangers, no snoring, no straw, actual comfort. You lie down. It's the best thing you've felt in 10 days. Did it work? She asks. The miracle? I don't know yet, you admit. I prayed. I left an offering. Now we wait. She nods, places her hand on her belly. She's showing now. Visibly pregnant. The reason you went. The fear that drove you to walk 90 miles. I'm glad you're home. Me too. She leaves you to rest. You lie in your bed. Your foot throbs. Your body aches. But you're home. The pilgrimage is complete. The suffering is over. The waiting begins. Did the miracle work? You won't know for months. When your wife gives birth, when you find out if she survives, if your newborn survives, if your prayer was heard and answered, or if it was just words spoken to stone and gold and the bones of a dead archbishop. But you tried. You walked 90 miles. You suffered. You prayed with everything you had. You did your part. The rest is in God's hands, or St. Thomas Becket's hands, or just chance and biology and medieval medicine doing its best. You close your eyes. Sleep comes immediately, deep, comfortable, in your own bed. No snoring strangers, no straw. No ale-soaked bread for breakfast looming, just sleep. Hours later, you wake up. It's evening. You slept through the afternoon. Your wife brought food, actual food, meat, fresh bread, soft bread, vegetables, real meal, not pottage, not hard bread. Real food. You eat slowly, savouring. Your standards were so low on pilgrimage, anything tastes good now. Your wife's cooking is incredible. It's probably average. You don't care. It's not bread and ale. That's enough. Your foot is elevated. Your wife changed the bandage with actual clean linen, applied a new poultice, her own recipe, different from the physician's. She's practical, competent. She's seen infected wounds before. Everyone has. Medieval life is full of infections. You either survive or you don't. The next few days are recovery, rest, elevation, fresh bandages, your wife's poultices. Your foot slowly heals. The swelling decreases. The infection drains. The red angry skin calms to pink. The pain lessens. Your body wins the fight. By day 3 home, you can walk without limping. Much. There's still a limp, permanent probably. The blister damage is deep. Scar tissue is forming. But you can walk. You can work. You can function. You return to your shop. Your apprentice did fine. Mostly. There was one incident where he extended credit to someone who didn't pay. You lost money. But it's not catastrophic. The business survived. You'll make it back. Life returns to normal. Work, family, daily routine. The pilgrimage becomes memory. The badge stays on your hat. The limp stays in your walk. Both permanent reminders of the 10 days you walked 90 miles to ask for a miracle. Weeks pass. Your wife's pregnancy progresses. She's healthy, tired, uncomfortable, normal pregnancy symptoms, no complications. Yet, you watch nervously, pray quietly, hope desperately. As one 14th century merchant wrote in his journal after pilgrimage, I walked to Canterbury in faith and fear, seeking God's mercy for my wife's safe delivery. Whether the saint heard my prayer, I know not, but I walked, I prayed, I hoped, and in the hoping, found strength to endure what came next. You understand now. The pilgrimage isn't about guaranteed miracles. It's about doing everything you can, taking action, showing devotion, creating hope where fear exists. You can't control the outcome, but you can control the effort. You walked 90 miles. That means something. Whether it changes the outcome or just changes you, it means something. 3 months later, your wife goes into labour. Medieval childbirth is terrifying. You've mentioned this before. 1 in 3 women die in childbirth over their lifetime, not per birth over their lifetime. Multiple pregnancies compound the risk. Your wife has had 3 successful births. This is number 4. The odds are shifting. The statistics are against you. You know this. Everyone knows this. The midwife arrives. Your wife is moved to the birthing chamber. You're not allowed in. Men don't attend births. You wait downstairs, pacing, praying, listening to sounds from upstairs that make your blood run cold. Hours pass. You pray. You pray to God, to the Virgin Mary, to St. Thomas Becket specifically. You walked 90 miles for this. You suffered for this. You paid money you couldn't spare for this. Please. Please let her survive. Please let the newborn survive. Please let the miracle work. More hours. It's night now. Labour started at dawn. It's been 12 hours. 14, 16. Long labour, dangerous, complications. You're terrified. Then finally a sound, a cry, an infant crying. Your daughter, alive. Crying. That's good. Crying means breathing. Breathing means alive. The midwife appears at the stairs. You have a daughter, healthy, strong lungs. Your wife is exhausted but alive. Your wife is alive. Your wife is alive. The miracle worked. Or medicine worked. Or luck. Or biology. Or all of it together. Your wife survived. Your daughter survived. Both alive. Both healthy. You sit down hard. Relief so intense it's physical. You're shaking, crying, grateful, overwhelmed. Did walking to Canterbury cause this? Did St. Thomas Becket intervene? Did the prayers work? You'll never know for certain. But your wife is alive. Your daughter is healthy, and you did everything you could to make this happen. The pilgrimage was worth it. The 90 miles, the blisters, the infected foot, the terrible food, and worse inns. The money spent, the suffering endured, worth it. All of it. Because they're both alive. You go upstairs. Your wife is holding your daughter. Both alive. Both well. You kiss your wife. Hold your daughter. This tiny person who almost didn't exist. Who might have cost your wife her life, but didn't. Because medicine or miracles or luck or all three. Thank you for going, your wife says quietly. For walking. For praying. I'd walk 1,000 miles, you tell her. You mean it. Your daughter is baptized 2 days later. You name her Marjorie. A good name. A strong name. She's healthy. Growing. Thriving. Your wife is recovering well. No fever. No complications. Everything that could have gone wrong didn't. Weeks pass. Months. Your family is intact. Healthy. Whole. The fear that drove you to Canterbury has lifted. Replaced with gratitude. Relief. Joy. Your pilgrim badge stays on your hat. Permanent fixture. Everyone who sees it knows you went to Canterbury. Some ask about it. You tell them the story, the walk, the shrine, the prayer, the miracle that may or may not have been a miracle. Would you go again? They ask. You consider the suffering, the pain, the infected foot that still aches in cold weather, the money spent, the time away. Would you do it again? Yes, you answer. Because you would. For your family, for hope, for the chance at miracles. You'd walk 90 miles again, 100 times again, whatever it takes. The pilgrimage changed you. Not just the limp, not just the badge, but something deeper. You walked 90 miles with destroyed feet and terrible food, and the fear of bandits and infection and failure. You did it anyway. You survived. You made it home. Your wife survived. Your daughter was born healthy. Whether that's miracle or coincidence, you'll never know. But you'll always be grateful you walked. The campfire is dimming now. The tale is told. You walked from London to Canterbury and back. 90 miles, 10 days. One miracle confirmed or not. One permanent limp. One pilgrim badge. One daughter named Marjorie, who exists because you had hope and walked until your feet bled. Medieval pilgrimage was brutal, dangerous, expensive, uncertain. People walked hundreds of miles for miracles that might not happen, for prayers that might not be heard, for hope when hope was scarce. Some walked and found nothing, no miracle, no answer, just exhaustion and empty pockets and the long walk home to problems unchanged. Some walked and found what they sought. Healing, forgiveness, peace. Whether divine intervention or coincidence, they found something. You walked and found hope. Whether the miracle was real or imagined, whether St. Thomas Becket heard your prayer, or your wife's survival was just biology and skill and luck, you found hope, and sometimes hope is miracle enough. These were real people. Real pilgrims walking real roads with real blisters and real prayers and real fears. They walked because they had to, because doing nothing felt worse than walking 90 miles, because action feels better than helplessness, because hope requires effort. They deserve our remembrance. These medieval pilgrims who walked until they couldn't walk anymore, who prayed until they couldn't pray anymore, who hoped against hope that maybe, just maybe, their suffering meant something. Your pilgrimage is complete. Your story is told. Your miracle happened or didn't happen, or happened in ways too subtle to measure. But you walked. You tried. You survived. And that's worth something. That's worth everything. Until next time, traveller, the campfire is dimming. The road home awaits. Welcome to the end of our journey through medieval pilgrimage. We've walked 90 miles together, London to Canterbury, and back, and survived to tell the tale. Let's look back at what this experience actually meant. What you endured, what you risked, what you gained or didn't gain. Because pilgrimage in 1340 wasn't a vacation, it wasn't a pleasant stroll through the countryside, it was suffering with purpose, it was hope made physical. It was walking until your feet bled, because doing something felt better than doing nothing. Let's start with the preparation. The moment you decided to go on pilgrimage, your life got complicated. You had to arrange your business. Leave your shop in the hands of a 17-year-old apprentice who definitely made questionable decisions the moment you left. You had to prepare your family for 2 weeks without you. 2 weeks where anything could happen, where you might not come back. You had to pack. One cloak doing quintuple duty as blanket, raincoat, tent, and fashion statement. One pair of shoes that would destroy your feet within 10 miles. One backup pair that also destroyed your feet. Food that would keep for days: hard bread, hard cheese, dried fruit if you were fancy. A staff for walking and self-defense. A scrip for carrying everything. That was it. That's what you brought for a 90-mile walk through medieval England in April. You brought 20 shillings. Significant money, a month's income for a skilled worker. You knew pilgrimage was expensive. Inns, food, offerings, bribes probably. You budgeted, you saved, you prepared, and you still underestimated the costs. Then came day one. The actual walking began. You met your travelling companions at Southwark. 20 strangers, united by religious devotion and questionable decision-making. A wealthy merchant who somehow never suffered. a knight who was too old for this, a nun who prayed constantly, a pardoner selling fake relics, peasants who'd saved for years to afford this trip. Everyone had a reason, everyone had hope, everyone was about to suffer together. You walked 20 miles that first day. The road was Watling Street, the old Roman road, the best road in England, which meant it was slightly less terrible than other roads. Your feet started hurting at mile 5. Blisters formed by mile 10. By mile 20, you were destroyed. And you had 3 more days of this ahead. The first inn was the Tabard. Crowded, loud, smelling like medieval body odour, and smoke, and regret. You shared a bed with 3 strangers. One snored. They all snored. Nobody had bathed in months. The smell was aggressive. The food was pottage vegetable stew that was mostly water and bread hard enough to break teeth. The ale was warm and flat. This was premium medieval hospitality. This was what you paid 4 pence for. Day 2 brought more walking, more blisters, more terrible inns. The Crown in Rochester, same arrangement, shared beds, terrible food, worse ale. Your enthusiasm was dying. Your feet were dying faster. The blisters were evolving, multiplying. Your shoes were wet from rain. Wet shoes mean more blisters. The blister situation was escalating rapidly. You're cooked, honestly. By day 2, you were already cooked. But you kept walking because turning back meant the first day's suffering was pointless. Sunk cost fallacy is a powerful motivator. Day 3 was the worst. Rain, mud, forest where bandits operate. Your blisters burst, raw wounds inside wet leather shoes. Each step was agony. You walked 20 miles anyway because stopping wasn't an option. The Red Lion in Ospringe. Same terrible conditions, same shared beds, same pottage. Your standards were dropping in real time. By day 3, you thought anything edible was acceptable. Your brain was adapting to medieval suffering. Day 4 brought Canterbury. The finish line. The reason for everything. You walked the final 11 miles with destroyed feet and broken spirit and desperate hope. The cathedral appeared massive, golden, overwhelming, beautiful, intimidating, holy or just impressive architecture. You couldn't tell, didn't matter. You were there. The shrine of St. Thomas Becket, golden reliquary, crowds of pilgrims, everyone kneeling, everyone praying, everyone hoping. You prayed for your wife's survival, for safe childbirth, for the miracle you'd walked 60 miles to request. Did St. Thomas hear you? You'll never know. But you prayed with everything you had. You'd earned that prayer. 60 miles of blisters and suffering earned you the right to ask. You bought your pilgrim badge. 2 pence for a small tin, proof of suffering. You pinned it to your hat. Official achievement unlocked. Everyone who saw you would know you went to Canterbury. The badge was your medieval status symbol. Your proof you were devout or desperate or both. Then came the return journey, the second 60 miles. Harder psychologically, the goal was behind you, the shrine was visited, the prayer was said. Now you just had to walk home. No more excitement, just more suffering. Day 5 brought infection. Your burst blister got infected. Red, hot, swollen, oozing pus. You kept walking because what choice did you have? Stop and wait for it to heal. That could take weeks. You had a business, a family, responsibilities. You walked on an infected foot because medieval life doesn't pause for injuries. Rochester, the physician. 2 shillings for lancing the infection. He cut it open, no anaesthetic, full pain drained the pus, applied a poultice, told you to rest 2 days. You stayed. You paid. You rested while your body fought bacteria you didn't know existed. Germ theory? Still never heard of her. Still not invited to this party. Day 6 brought more walking. 10 miles to the Tabard. Your foot was healing. Slowly, painfully, but healing. You were winning the fight against infection through medieval immune system, technology and hope. Mostly hope. Day 7. The final stretch. 10 miles home to London. Your street, your door, your family. Your wife opened the door and saw you limping. Exhausted. Dirty. But alive. You made it. 90 miles. 10 days. You survived. Recovery took days. Your foot healed. The infection drained. The swelling decreased. Scar tissue formed. The limp became permanent. You'd walk with a slight limp for the rest of your life. The pilgrimage marked you, physically, visibly. The badge showed you went, the limp showed it cost you. Then came the waiting. Did the miracle work? You prayed for your wife's safe delivery. Would St. Thomas Becket answer? 3 months passed. Your wife went into labour. 16 hours of medieval childbirth. No anaesthetic, no modern medicine, just midwives and prayer and hope. You waited downstairs, praying, terrified. The statistics were against you. 1 in 3 women die in childbirth over their lifetime. This was pregnancy number 4. The odds were shifting. Then finally the cry. An infant, your daughter, alive, healthy, strong, and your wife survived, exhausted but alive, both well. The miracle worked, or medicine worked, or luck, or all 3. You'll never know which, but they survived, and you did everything you could to make that happen. You walked 90 miles, you suffered, you prayed, you paid money you couldn't spare, you did your part. Was it worth it? Yes, absolutely. Your wife is alive. Your daughter exists. The fear is gone, replaced with gratitude and relief and joy. The 90 miles of suffering brought you peace of mind. Whether that's miracle or placebo effect, it worked. Let's talk about what medieval pilgrimage actually meant, the reality behind the religious devotion. First, the physical toll. Walking 90 miles in medieval shoes, with medieval roads and medieval nutrition, destroyed people. Your feet were blistered within 10 miles, infected by day 5, permanently scarred. Bioarchaeological evidence shows pilgrims returned with stress fractures, joint damage, chronic pain. Many developed permanent limps. Some never walked normally again. The physical cost was real and lasting. Second, the economic toll. You spent 5 shillings total. That's a month's income. Inn costs, food costs, physician costs, shrine offerings, badge purchases. The miracle economy was expensive. Canterbury Cathedral was rich because pilgrims brought money. Thousands of pilgrims annually, each spending shillings they couldn't spare. Religion was business, and business was thriving. Third, the danger. Bandits targeted pilgrims. Con artists sold fake relics. Infections killed, weather killed, accidents killed, exhaustion killed. Medieval travel was risky. Some pilgrims died on the road. Disease, violence, exposure. Their families never knew what happened. They just didn't come home. The mortality rate was low but not zero. Every pilgrim who left accepted the possibility they might not return. Fourth, the social experience. Pilgrimage created temporary communities. Strangers became companions. Shared suffering created bonds. You walked with people you'd never met. Shared beds. Shared food. Shared fears. For 10 days, you were bonded by common purpose. Then you reached home and never saw them again. But during those 10 days, you were family. Fifth, the ambiguity of miracles. Did your prayer work? You'll never know. Your wife survived. But women survive childbirth regularly. Most of the time, actually. 2/3 survive over their lifetimes. Was your wife's survival miraculous or statistical? Did St. Thomas Becket intervene? Or did your wife's midwife simply know her job? The ambiguity is intentional. Faith requires uncertainty. If miracles were obvious and guaranteed, they'd be transactions, not miracles. Some pilgrims walked to Canterbury and found nothing. No miracle, no healing, no answer, just exhaustion and empty pockets, and the same problems waiting at home. They walked 90 miles for nothing, or for hope that didn't materialize, or for peace that didn't come. Some pilgrims walked and found what they sought: healing, forgiveness, peace. Whether divine or psychological, they found relief. The pilgrimage worked because they believed it worked. The placebo effect is real and powerful. Hope can heal even when miracles don't. You found something in between. Your wife survived. Was that miracle or chance? You'll never know. But you walked. You tried. You did everything you could. And in the doing, you found hope. And hope was enough to sustain you through the waiting, through the fear, through the uncertainty. That's what medieval pilgrimage really was. Not guaranteed miracles. Not divine intervention on demand, just hope made physical, action taken against helplessness, effort expended because doing nothing felt worse than walking 90 miles. Let's talk about the specific horrors you endured, because medieval pilgrimage was genuinely terrible in ways modern people can't fully appreciate. The inns, shared beds with 3 strangers, no privacy, no hygiene, everyone sleeping in day clothes because pyjamas weren't a thing. The smell was concentrated humanity at its worst, straw mattresses full of fleas, no heating, stone walls, cold, damp. The food was deliberately kept minimal, pottage and bread, because feeding pilgrims well was expensive, and why bother when they have no choice? Captive audience economics. The road. 60 miles of packed dirt that became mud rivers when it rained, no drainage, no maintenance beyond occasional stone placement. Holes, ruts, tree roots. You're walking in leather shoes with no support, no cushioning, just thin leather between your feet and the road. Modern hiking boots are built different. Medieval shoes were basically leather bags tied to your feet. They fell apart. They absorbed water. They provided zero protection. The weather. April in England. Cold, rainy, grey. You're walking in a wool cloak that weighs twice as much when wet. Your clothes never dry. You're damp for days. Damp clothes against skin cause chafing. Chafing causes wounds. Wounds get infected. The weather alone was trying to kill you. The food. Hard bread and flat ale, every meal, for 10 days. No variety, no nutrition. Medieval understanding of dietary needs was non-existent. You're burning thousands of calories daily through walking. You're eating maybe 1,500 calories of bread and ale. Your body is consuming itself. Muscle, fat, whatever it can burn. By day 10, you're lighter, weaker, malnourished. The medical care. When your foot got infected, the treatment was cut it open, drain the pus, apply herbs, hope. No antibiotics, no antiseptics, no understanding of bacteria. The physician's knife was probably used on the previous patient without cleaning. You could get a secondary infection from the treatment itself. The fact that you survived the medical intervention is almost as lucky as surviving the original infection. The social pressure. You couldn't quit. Turning back meant admitting weakness. Admitting you couldn't endure what thousands endure annually. The social cost of quitting was high, so you walked, even when your body screamed to stop, even when infection set in, even when every step was agony, because stopping meant shame, failure, wasted suffering. Medieval pilgrimage was designed to be difficult. The suffering was the point. You proved devotion through endurance. You earned your miracle through pain. The theological logic was, if it's easy, it's not meaningful. If it doesn't cost you, it's not valuable. So they made it cost. Physically, financially, emotionally. And it worked. Thousands walked to Canterbury every year. Rich people, poor people, healthy people, sick people. Everyone suffered together. Everyone hoped together. Everyone walked until they couldn't walk anymore, and then kept walking anyway. Some found miracles. Some found nothing. Some found death. But they all walked. Because hope requires action. Because faith requires effort. Because doing something, even something painful and expensive and possibly pointless, feels better than doing nothing. You walked. You suffered. You survived. Your wife survived. Your daughter exists. Whether that's miracle or coincidence or just the way things worked out, you'll always be grateful you walked. The badge stays on your hat. The limp stays in your walk. Both permanent reminders of the 10 days. You walked 90 miles because hope was worth the suffering, because your family was worth the pain, because sometimes love means walking until your feet bleed, and praying until your voice is hoarse, and hoping until hope is all you have left. Medieval pilgrims were real people. They hurt. They bled. They died sometimes. They walked these roads for centuries. Millions of steps, billions of prayers, countless hopes whispered to saints who may or may not have been listening. They deserve our remembrance. These people who walked when walking was agony, who hoped when hope was expensive, who believed when belief was difficult. They were human, just like you. They wanted their families safe, their bodies healthy, their futures secure. They walked 90 miles because that's what you did when you wanted miracles. You walked, you suffered, you hoped. Some miracles happened, some didn't. The ambiguity was constant. But they walked anyway, because humans need hope, and sometimes hope requires effort, physical, painful, expensive, but effort nonetheless. Your pilgrimage is complete. Your miracle happened, or didn't happen, or happened in ways too subtle to measure. But you walked. You survived. Your family is safe, and that's worth everything.